Does your head poke way out in front of your body? Have you got a little bit too much curve in that middle portion of your back? Well, if so, this is the video for you, because we're about to go over one powerful posture building exercise that can help you to stand taller and help flatten out that hyperkyphosis. And the best part is that you can do this exercise from the comfort of your own home with no specialized equipment whatsoever, and it's only going to take 2 minutes a day. Let's get into this. The exercise that we're working on today is a prone spinal extension from a plus, meaning we're doing it from a slightly elevated position. And to achieve that elevation, we're going to be using a folded blanket or a couple of folded towels stacked right on top of each other. Now let's quickly go through the setup for this exercise. So what you're going to do is you're going to lie face down over that folded blanket or towels. You want the blanket positioned in the middle portion of your rib cage, right at the lower margin of your chest. Now for women who are very large chested, which are some of the people who need this exercise the most, you're going to be better off going with a more narrow fold of your towel or blanket and positioning it vertically like so along your sternum. That's going to be a much more comfortable position for you to bear weight in as you go through this exercise. So lying over the top of that folded towel or blanket, with the towel again positioned at the lower margin of the chest. I like to have my hands out in front of me for support in case I need it. Just going to relax your body here. Allow your lower back to gently expand because of that elevated position. Allow your head to just rest comfortably on the floor. Then from here, the first thing that you're going to do, the most important thing, is you're going to squeeze your butt muscles as tight as you possibly can. Really engage those glutes and go into a posterior pelvic tilt where you're anchoring the pelvis so that you can work from a stable base on this exercise. So you're really tucking those hips underneath you by squeezing your butt muscles as tight as you possibly can. And then from there, maintaining that really tight contraction, what you're going to do is tuck your chin underneath you like this, like you're drawing your chin up to the ceiling behind you. At the same time, keeping those tight glutes, tuck that chin, looking down at the floor, bringing the elbows and hands up high. You want the back of the head in line with the rest of your spine. Keep those glutes tight. The first thing that falls apart on this exercise is the glute contraction. And that's what's essential for making sure that you're using the right muscles. The other thing that's critical is that you stay looking down. If you look out in front of you like this, you're hyperextending your neck and you are working the wrong muscles. So tuck that chin, keep the back of the head in line with the rest of the spine, and squeeze those butt muscles. You're going to feel your back, your middle back, right in between your shoulder blades, fatigue out very, very quickly. Once that happens, slowly lower yourself down to the floor and relax. After 10 or 20 seconds, you're going to repeat. Again, anchor the glutes, squeezing as hard as you can, tucking the pelvis, tuck the chin, back of the head in line with the spine, looking down. Now there's one simple technique that I recommend using when you first start out with this exercise, and it's also a fantastic training tool for anyone out there who's having difficulty making sure that their head is in exactly the right position. What you're going to do is take a long straight stick, a ruler or a yardstick works really well for this, and you're going to slide it down the back of your shirt, right along your spine, and you're going to tuck it into the back of your pants or your shorts, or into the back of a belt works really well, and you're going to use that as a place finder as you go through this exercise. So everything else is exactly the same. Resting over that towel, squeeze the butt as tight as you can, and then from here, tuck that chin, and you're looking to find that stick with the back of your head while keeping the glutes engaged and the chin tucked. Once you get that stick, you know you're in exactly the right spot, and then you can just squeeze and hold. So if you're not comfortable with your positioning, use that stick, find it with the back of your head, make sure you keep your glutes contracted the whole time, and you'll know for a fact that you're in the right spot. The other thing that I want to mention is that you have multiple options for your hand position with this exercise. Some positions make the exercise more difficult and some make it easier. So if you find yourself really struggling with this exercise, you're losing your glute contraction very quickly, or you're having difficulty feeling those upper back muscles working and you're only feeling it in your lower back, then what you should do is move your hands down to this position along the sides of your body with the palms down, and everything else with the exercise is exactly the same. You're going to squeeze those glutes as tight as you can, tuck those hips underneath you, tuck the chin, bring the back of the head up towards the ceiling, elevating the arms. But in this position, you're lifting significantly less weight with those upper back muscles. A little bit easier, so it makes it possible for you to focus more on technique from this position. So it's a great option for building up a base level of strength. Once you build up to the point that you can do 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds each, then you can think about moving up to that skydiver position that I demonstrated earlier. And maybe you'll have to cut your time when you get here. Maybe you're starting with 10 seconds for 3 sets. Then you just build up time as the weeks go by. And then for those of you out there who are absolute superstars and you want to make the exercise as hard as possible, extend the arms out in front of you like Superman. Squeeze the butt, tuck the chin, elevate. In this position, you're lifting a ton of weight. Very challenging to do well. Very hard to keep the glutes engaged tight from this position. You can see me shaking. So you've got options no matter where you are on the fitness spectrum. After getting down on the floor to try this exercise and feeling that intense activation in the middle portion of your spine, you'll have a pretty good sense of what this exercise can do for you. And even though this exercise is super effective on its own, to achieve the best possible posture correction, you would want to pair it with a couple of other exercises. One that targets the muscles of the head and neck, and another that targets the butt muscles directly. Now, if you'd like to see recommendations for a couple of exercises that fit into those categories, you can click the link in the upper right-hand corner of your screen or check the links down in the description below this video. Beyond that, I just want to thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button before you head out of here, and I'll see you next time.